Good morning everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we have a really exciting one, to be honest, maybe one of the most exciting videos on the channel ever. I'm joined by Maggie.
Hi, good morning.
And we are going to head up to pick up the trailer for my Gheenoe, which has gotten repainted, refinished. If you guys have been watching since 2024. September 2024, I got into an accident with the Gheenoe at 2 o'clock in the morning, and long story short, somebody ran a red light and we collided, and the Gheenoe was, well, my car was totaled. The Gheenoe wasn't, it was totaled, but it needed some serious work. Or maybe the word isn't totaled. It was hurt pretty bad. Needed a lot of work. Salvageable, yep.
Definitely repairable.
So instead of getting a new Gheenoe, which would have been cheaper, to be honest, I had Rick from Shallow Water Restoration up in New Smyrna, Florida, do some good work to it, and I'm really excited. We're gonna go up there and check it out today. I'm bringing y'all along with me, and we are gonna also grab a bunch of parts for the Gheenoe from either Custom Gheenoe or Gheenoe Manufacturing. I'm not sure if I can get everything from one spot, but we'll figure that out later. But I'm super excited. We got to go get the trailer here first, and then we can pick up the boat. And it's a really awesome day because we're gonna put the Gheenoe back into the rotation and get to fish on it again, because it is what jump-started the channel, and I'm excited. We're gonna go have some fun. Are you excited?
New chapter. I'm very excited for you.
Yep. And then we are gonna, the rest of this video is gonna be putting everything back together. I got a lot of cool stuff to put on the boat from sponsors, from companies I like, and we're gonna build out a pretty sick boat. So let's get going.
Better than ever.
Better than ever.
So yeah, Justin brought me his Gheenoe to get restored. This was his first boat that actually he started fishing with. He loves the boat. So basically what we did was we took the boat, flipped it upside down, and started blocking on this thing. Because of all the contours and stuff on the bottom of this boat and the flats and everything, there's really nothing that was really flat to use a power tool. So we just started at 120 and took the whole thing through all the grits. We shot 3 coats of gel coat on this thing. It's Bristol beige is the color, and then we just went on there and just started blocking it all back down again, blocked it all the way through the grits, got it down to 800 and buffed it up, and it looks great. It came out really straight and it's very slippery, so be careful with this thing on the trailer.
It looks great, Rick. Where can people find you if they want work done, and what do you do here?
Yeah, so basically my shop is called Shallow Water Restoration. I've been here almost 3 years, but I've got like 30 years doing shallow water skiffs, finishing mainly. I do some wiring, restoration work, anything you need done fabrication wise. On the electrical side, I do all of the installations on GPSs, power poles, trolling motors, all the accessories you can imagine. But mainly specialize in skiffs. I love doing the small skiffs. I've been around it for so long. I worked at Hells Bay years ago, and now I'm their authorized service center. So if you call Hells Bay, you'll actually get a hold of me. And yeah, we'll move forward. I've been doing this for a long time, and I enjoy what I do, and I spend the time, and I enjoy my customers.
Thank you so much, Rick. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good day.
All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, after a long day, we're back at home, and I wasn't able to get all the components I wanted to get from Gheenoe. Like, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but the rub rails, the trolling motor mount, the nose cone, which goes right here. Like, so let me say this again: nose cone, rub rails that go on the sides, trolling motor mount, so we can mount our trolling motor back right here. I was gonna do some Gheenoe decals here instead. Like, check this out. So on the, just little lesson here, but The boats that come from custom Gheenoe, there's two Gheenoes. There's Gheenoe Manufacturing and Custom Gheenoe. This boat was built by Gheenoe Manufacturing. I guess it would be called the original. It normally comes with a plastic plate right here that says like Gheenoe Manufacturing made in Titusville. But I decided to have them patch the holes that actually mount that. And we're gonna go ahead and just put the Gheenoe decal here instead. Those like plastic plates, they just fade, and they're actually really cool. Like I have the originals for my boat. I saved them. They'll go up on the wall. But they always just get scratched up on stuff, and it's easier to swap like a decal than it is to swap those plastic riveted plates. But the boat and trailer, like, it looks phenomenal. Like, it looks really good. I think it pairs really well with the trailer I went with. And really next is we're gonna get those components. I'm gonna have my friend Colton at Unmatched Marine. He's gonna pull out all the sea deck and redo it. And we're working on an engine and all sorts of stuff, but we'll get to it when we get to it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this portion of the video. I'll see you guys in the next, where hopefully we'll maybe be installing some parts or something exciting. But Maggie, thank you for helping me today. Very exciting.
Love you.
Love you. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next clip. All right, guys, good morning. Welcome back. It is a new day. We worked on the Gheenoe a little bit yesterday. As you can see, a few changes. I wanted to show you guys what we've done so far, and we're gonna do a couple things today. So we're moving along. We got some things to do. I can see the finish line, and yeah, let's check it out. I'll show you guys what we've gotten done and what we're gonna do today. All right, so we did get our rub rails on. Ignore the tent, it makes working in the heat a lot easier, but we did get our rub rails on, and I honestly wanted to show you guys that entire process, but I had such a hard time with the rivet gun yesterday. I had to get 3 different rivet guns from Harbor Freight, and I finally found one that worked. But we got it all put together, and not only did we get our rub rails on, which make the boat look a lot better, we also got our nose cap on. So our Gheenoe nose cap here, check that out. Pretty sweet, all done correctly. Just had a super hard time with the rivet gun. I want to show you guys how to actually install them, but I had such a hard time, I don't feel confident showing y'all how to do it, but it was pretty easy. Just had a hard time with the rivet gun. Other than that, we have new sea deck in the boat. Shout out to Colton at Unmatched Marine in Rockledge, Florida. He is a custom sea deck installer. They do any type of boat, any sort of sea deck, any way you want it. And we actually did it the exact same way as it was done before. Nothing different. The only one thing different, we have a little sea deck section right here for our battery. The battery sits right here for the trolling motor. And honestly, before we put that pad in, it would wear pretty heavy on the gel coat there. So now we got a pad there, so our battery will sit nice and cozy in there. And everything else is the same. We got sea deck up front. We have sea deck under the gunnels. See those tarpon scales? Pretty sweet. We got a ruler that goes all the way up to about 35 inches. I think the total length of the ruler is about 36. We got a spot right here for our 5-gallon bucket. That's normally where we keep our bait. We'll put it right there. So there's a little backer section right there for the bucket to lean up against, and then some cushions or sea deck pads on the floor so the bucket doesn't slide around and whatnot. We did put a snook in the in that mid bench section there. Check that out. Pretty sweet. But nothing different other than the snook. And we did go ahead and put some sea deck in the rear here now. So typically we'll put our gas tank right here, and previously that gas tank would rub away that gel coat, just a lot of running vibrations and stuff. So we did do some sea deck pads back here, so now the gas tank will sit nice and soft and gentle right there. Won't slide around, hopefully, and it'll protect the gel coat, because you can always just pull these sea deck pads and replace them. It's a lot more complicated once you start rubbing away gel coat and fiberglass, but yeah, that is what we've gotten done. All right, one other thing I forgot to mention that we did do yesterday, we put the Gheenoe decals on the boat, kind of brought it to life, just like the rub rails. We went ahead and did the Gheenoe decals on this boat. Previously, I had the, from Gheenoe Manufacturing, the Highsiders have a plastic plate that goes here that's actually pretty cool, but I decided to go away from that on this boat because I ended up scratching it up so much and it would fade over time. It's really easy to replace, but it's just something you gotta replace. Really, it almost felt like every year I could have swapped those plastic plates. So I had Shallow Water Restoration patch those rivet holes, and we did go ahead and we're gonna do a decal here. If this thing gets scratched up, it's easy to pull it off and just replace it. I think it's cheaper too, but it honestly looks pretty good, and I love this font on the Gheenoe logo. So both sides, we got the new decal and really brought it to life. All right, and before I move on to the next topic, I figured I'd go and show you guys, because I have spares of these. This is what I was talking about. This is what a super faded Gheenoe plate looks like, and they're pretty sweet when they're brand new, but they just get faded, and I ended up scraping them on docks and stuff, but it's pretty cool. It says Gheenoe Manufacturing Co. It says Titusville, Florida, so it's a pretty cool little plate, but I'll just throw these up on a shelf or something, and the decals I think I like a little bit better. All right, and as for what we're gonna get done today, this is the trolling motor mount. We don't have our trolling motor yet, but we're gonna go ahead and mount this. It should be here soon. This I got from Custom Gheenoe. It's powder coated black, and it also has a little stake holder here, so you can put a stake through here, stake out the boat. But this is mounted to the bow of the boat, and our trolling motor can mount to it. So we're gonna go ahead and get this mounted today. And other than that, I think we're gonna try to get our push pole holders in. We don't have our push pole yet, but I know where they need to go. And we might even put in the stake holders and the stake on the boat. Other than that, I want to try to get the On the Fly jack plates mounted, because we have one of those. Shout out to On the Fly. But we'll just see what I can get done today. I don't want to overdo it today, because working on boats can be frustrating, and just work a little bit at a time. So we'll start with this and see if we can get this on. It should only take, this should take less than 30 minutes, but yeah, let's get to it. Well, this is kind of what I meant by working on boats is frustrating. I got the trolling motor mount installed perfectly, exactly where it's supposed to go, square. I did everything, all the measurements perfectly. Come to realize the welds on the mount are they're just not even close. You guys can probably see it right here. It's crooked. Like if I put this right here, and the boat is up elevated like this because it's sitting on the trailer. When it's sitting flat on the water, it's gonna be even worse, like even more off. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it is off. Like the welds on this thing are off. You can probably see it from this right here, which you can't really tell until you mount this thing on the boat. I'm gonna have to take it back and return it and get a different one. All right, a couple hours just went by, and I went and got all my answers. Unfortunately, this is just the way they build these. I got some rubber here that I'm gonna create a spacer to hopefully get this mount a little more square on the boat. I guess you'll see when it's all said and done, and I have a trolling motor on here, but it's a little hard to explain now, so I'm gonna get it back on the boat. All right, check it out. Trolling motor mount is installed. I just had to make a small adjustment here, like I was saying, with those there's a little rubber spacer in there, and it sitting a lot more square now. You can see that if you look down at it at this angle, it's a lot more square with the boat and the ground. So that stake is, you know, sitting nice up and down. It was leaning forward like that before, but the spacer has helped a good amount, and I can live with that. Should work. But trolling motor mount is done. And other than that, we're ready to go. That's a look from the Front side. Looks good. All right, got another thing checked off the list. All right, since this was a pretty easy install, I decided to quickly knock it out. This right here is the stake anchor. Check that out right there. This is the one from the old boat. I kind of wish I got a new one for this boat, but honestly, this one functionally is going to work perfect. It's a little worn, a little discolored, but I went ahead and mounted it right here. When you buy these anchors, I can have one in the link in the description for an Amazon link, but they come with these little clips. They simply just screw into the rub rail, very easy. 2 of them grips this thing pretty well. I have never had an issue with it coming out, like when driving or whatever, like on the road and on the water. So they're pretty good, but you can pop them out just like that and then click it back in. And I do go ahead and I got this little rope that it comes with. I do still secure it to the boat just in case it were to come off or bounce out. Haven't had that happen though, but I secure it. It's really easy just to pull this off if I need to throw it in the anchor holder, stakeout holder, whatever you want to call it. It's really easy to do that, but I keep this on the starboard side of the boat, and the port side of the boat is where the push-pull will go, and I do have those holders for it. I don't have the push-pull yet, so I think I'm going to wait till later, and I think we can install the jack plate next. I have the jack plate and the Suzuki, which I'm super excited about, but the jack plate should be easy to install. I just have to run to the store to get one thing. We can do that next. All right, guys, big shout out to On the Fly jack plates. We're working on getting this installed now. It should be pretty easy. We already have the holes drilled in the boat from the old jack plate that was on the boat, which is also an On the Fly jack plate, but this is basically a manual jack plate, which there's a little crank on it, and you can crank it and move the motor up and down, so it should be pretty easy. It's gonna go fit right in here on the transom. It's gonna look good. Basically all we have to do is bolt it in, tighten it 5200 around the holes, and we'll start with just getting the jack plate on, and then we got to drill some holes into the jack plate, but we won't do that until we're ready to mount our engine. We'll just start with getting this done here today, and we'll figure that out another day. I think that's all we got time for, so let's get to it. But big shout out to On the Fly jack plates. I had one on the you know, of course, the Gheenoe before, and it was awesome. It was nice to be able to raise it up and down if I was in shallow water, if I was putting the boat on the trailer, if I wanted to run extra skinny. Jack plates help for a few different reasons, but one of the main reasons is just it's going to help you run skinnier, get that prop a little bit higher up out of the water, and I think in some cases it can improve speed and efficiency. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing on the boat, get it set up, and that's probably all we'll have time for today, but let's get to it. All right, guys, well, we got the jack plate installed from On the Fly jack plates. It was honestly pretty easy. I just had to get the right size bolts for the Gheenoe. It takes 2 different sizes because of the transom here is not the same thickness all the way down. But we got it done, and we are ready to mount the engine, which we'll probably do today or tomorrow. We might knock out a few things tomorrow on the boat, but the boat's starting to come to life, which is pretty cool. It is amazing how different the boat looks once you put the rub rails on and you put the nose cap. You know, it looks like completely different. But check this out. On the Fly jack plate, it is a manual jack plate, so we can move the motor up and down with this handle right here. So right now it's pretty high, but all you do is crank it like this, and if the engine was on here, it'd be a little more stable, but there we go, just like that. It'll drop it down all the way just like this. I don't know what the exact range is, but it's got to be about 5 inches that you could raise it up and down. It's pretty impressive, honestly, but let me put it all the way down. I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, there we go. That's all the way down, so as you can imagine, if there was an engine right here, that would be low in the water. Then if we wanted to jack it up, it would just go like this. Boom, All right, you get it. But it's a pretty cool jack plate. I highly recommend it if you have a Gheenoe. Makes a world of difference to be able to raise it up, raise it down, and it'll affect the ride, how shallow you can run, might give you a little bit more speed, and I like it a lot. It was great on my other boat, and I'm excited to have it on the new version of my my Gheenoe. So that being said, I think I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow or the next day. We'll knock out a few more things, and we're kind of, you know, we're getting there. We're just really missing our engine, which it's in that garage there. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'll see you guys soon. All right, everyone, it is a new day, and I've been working on the Gheenoe all day today. Just doing things here and there, running to the store, running back, and knocking some things out. I'll show you guys what I got done today. I gotta do it quick because I got a buddy coming over who's going to help me mount the new Suzuki. So let me show you guys what I got done today. All right, so we're gonna come around here and I'll show you guys. We got the new push-pull holders installed. We got the push-pull today. I gotta build it. Probably do that tomorrow or the next day, but we got the new push-pull holders installed. They are the same ones I had on the Gheenoe prior. You got one that locks in up here, and then one middle of the boat, and then one back of the boat here. Just check that out. Same ones I had, they worked great. Other than that, we got the new Yeti thrown on the boat, new Yeti 35. C-deck installed on the top there. We use this kind of as a poling platform every now and then when we were poling. It's not a bad spot. Sometimes my buddy will stand up there or we both fish, but just got the Yeti tie-down straps here. Check that out. Same ones I used before, just got a new set, so there's just one on each side of the cooler. I'll show you guys. You guys can see that. One on that side, one on this side, and these straps hold it down plenty. We sit up here when you're driving the boat. It's a good vantage spot, and Yeti 35 is just a good, it's good to also like keep things dry in the boat. That's like the driest part of the boat inside the cooler, and also you can fill it with ice, put fish in there, put drinks, snacks, you know, whatever. It's kind of multi-use sort of deal. Other than that, we'll come to the back of the boat here, and I got a new Suzuki gas tank here. This is a 3-gallon. I'm kind of unsure if I'm going to go with the 3-gallon or if I'm going to maybe move up to a 6-gallon since we are throwing a 15 horsepower on the boat. Previously I had a 9.9 gray engine, but now we're rocking the Suzuki 15. And this is a 3-gallon. Came with the engine. I'll talk more about that later. But right now it's set up in the boat. I have a lawnmower battery, which is going to start the engine. I'm going to get this in a case. As obviously right now it's not in a case. And we installed our bilge pump today as well. Check that out. So we are going to run the bilge pump off the main house battery here. We're going to have 2 batteries. We're going to have a trolling motor battery up front, and then this little lawnmower battery. This is what's gonna start our engine, also run our bilge pump, which this bilge pump, maybe I'll tell you guys more about it when I am like fully done with the boat, but this is one that I used previously on the Gheenoe, and it is really simple. It's honestly really simple. It just checks, I just straight to the battery, no float switch, no switch at all. All it does is it checks every 2.5 minutes for water in the bilge, and if there is water in here, it'll shoot it out until it's completely out of here. It's not super fancy or exciting, but it's kind of just something here in case of an emergency. But obviously this is going to get in a box, and I'm kind of unsure if I want to keep the battery here or if I want to move that battery all the way up front to this center hatch, and it can go in there. I don't know yet. It may be easier to leave it in the back of the boat, but I kind of had plans of moving it back there and just having this, pretty clean. But I think as long as it's in a box, it'll be good right here. We'll have our life jackets, a little battery, and our fuel tank, and that's what we did. Bilge pump, cooler, and push-pull holders done today. So I guess before my buddy gets here, I want to show you guys this. This is obviously the biggest change to the boat. Big shout out to Suzuki. But here it is, check it out. We got the box open earlier today, and that is our brand new engine. How exciting. Massive shout out to Suzuki. There she is, beautiful, beautiful. I'll tell you guys more about it later after we get it mounted, but we're just gonna kind of get it on the boat today, maybe get it started. We got to do a couple things before we actually get it going and out on the water, but I'll tell you guys more about it later. That's just, we got to get it on the boat. All right, everyone. Well, shout out to Suzuki. Honestly, this was really easy. It was lighter than I thought. It was, this 15 weighs 105 pounds. Weighs the same whether it's a 9.9, a 15, or a 20 with Suzuki. And this is electric start, which is really, really cool. I won't have to pull the cord. Now, I do have the option to pull the cord to start the engine if I need to, but I'll have a battery, should be able to just press the button and start her up. But since this thing came brand new, so cool to say, brand new engine. We do have to put oil in it. We have to check the lower unit gear oil just to verify that it's done right. Proper amount is in there. Obviously no oil in the top, we got to add that. And other than that, there is a break-in period we'll have to go through with this Suzuki 15. But it's pretty much just, we're gonna get it started today and see if it works. I'm excited. All right, referring to the manual here for our oil, it calls for 1.1 US quarts. So we have, these are 1 quart, so it's gonna take 2 of these X-Star. These are 10 W40s. It's gonna take a little bit more than one of these. A little bit more than one. Cap off, let me go find a funnel. All right, that's on the money. Oil is good. Now we just got to check the lower unit gear oil, and we should be good to hook it up to a battery and some gas and see if she starts. All right, so for your lower unit oil, there is a bottom and a top screw. We're gonna go ahead and take the top screw off and verify that the oil is up to the top. Should be. It's just a Phillips head screw here. Oh yeah, I can see it, perfect. It is topped off perfectly. Well, we'll go ahead and just tighten that again. Wipe that excess oil, and we are good to go. Need to hook it up to the battery and some fuel. So I gotta get some fuel out, throw it in the gas tank. All right, everyone, for the very first time, we're gonna go ahead and start the 15 Suzuki 4-stroke. We are hooked up to fuel, hooked up to the battery. Maggie, can you turn on the water? We got the earmuffs on down there, and we're gonna start it up, and it should start. Brand new engine. I'm so excited. I think I just hit this green button. There we go. We're alive. We are alive. How exciting, a new Gheenoe engine. Thank you, Suzuki. All right, everyone, well, it has been a long, long day, but just one more look at what we've gotten done, and I'll talk about what we need to get done to wrap this build up and get it complete. But that engine, that's exciting. All right, so I guess what we're missing mainly here, ignore this gas tank, but what we're missing, our new trolling motor, which I'll tell you guys more about when I get it, should be here in a couple days. Our battery up front, ignore the gas tank. Our push pole, which we're missing right now. Really not much else. Like, this is almost back to the way it was. I mean, we're missing a push pole, and that's honestly it. Like, that's it. I don't know what else. I guess we need our FL numbers. We don't have FL numbers yet. I just have to renew mine, but we're looking so dang good. Here, let me step back so you guys can kind of see. Ignore the tent, but trolling motor is going to be a big deal. And this thing looks good with that black engine. Looks really, really good. Step back from a different angle. Ignore the tent. Ignore that green boat. That is beautiful. But as I was saying, we do have the push pole. I just have to put it together. I have to put it together. It's a multi-piece push pole, and I'm waiting on the another component to put it together, and waiting on the trolling motor and our front battery, and we're good to go. Need some battery boxes as well. I'm gonna get that that starting battery into a battery box, and I'll get our front battery when we get it into a battery box, but I just have to wait on the delivery man to bring it. Other than that, I guess I'll see you guys in next time I'm out here working on it, which should be hopefully tomorrow. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching up until this point, guys. I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys, so today, since it is about 9,000 degrees, we're gonna be working in the garage today, working on our push pole from Mudhole. Big shout out to Mudhole for sending this over. This is their 19-foot carbon fiber push pole, and we have to glue it together today. It seems pretty easy based on the videos I watched. Their tutorials on YouTube, but we're gonna go ahead and use epoxy to glue it together, and this is like a 2-day thing. It's gonna take 24 hours to dry, and then we gotta glue again tomorrow, so it's a 2-day thing. But you got their glue kit here and the push pole. We're gonna go ahead and unbox it all. Glue kit, and I think that's all that's in here. Yes. Okay, glue kit. Now let's unbox the push pole. Let's see what we got. 2-piece. 3-piece. These are our ferrules that'll attach the pieces together and structurally support them. There's the fork. There's the tip. All right. All right, so in the box it did come with instructions on how to build it, but I noticed they have a QR code on the back which will take you to a YouTube video. Well, I'm pretty sure it'll take you to a YouTube video on how to build it. I already watched a few YouTube videos on how to build it, so we're gonna go ahead and just knock it out. All right, we got all 3 of the sections glued together and started. We need to do the rest tomorrow, but I'll kind of summarize for you guys what I did today just really quick, and I'll see you guys when it's all completely done, but check it out. All right, so we got the foot and the point glued on, attached to carbon fiber poles. They're sitting on end vertically just like this to ensure that they get good seal and nothing moves. It's gonna harden perfectly. Everything looks so good. I mean, honestly, it looks so good for this little kit here. But standing up on end, up against the wall, and then we have our mid section here. So that is the outer sections with the ferrules glued in, one on each side. Obviously those points right there. Those other 2 sections are gonna go onto here, and we'll glue them. You see that MHX right in the middle there. And then this side as well, ferrule glued on, and we're just gonna leave this piece right here just sitting horizontally. So I'll probably pin it in like this so it doesn't move. But we'll leave that to dry horizontally, and in 24 hours we should be able to glue these sections onto our mid section. Another 24 hours and we'll be complete. Once again, thank you Mudhole for sending that over. I'm excited to use it. And normally jobs like this wouldn't be done in the garage. They'd be done right here in the shop, which I'm waiting to reveal once I've got it completely built out, like completely built out, but it's gonna be pretty sweet. It is a 200 square foot AC shop, I guess. We got electric and AC in there. We're gonna build it out super sweet for fishing, hunting, like rigging, the whole 9, but we have yet to do that yet. So just a little sneak peek for maybe later, or video down the road, I should say. But that all being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow where we'll be knocking out the rest of this push pole build. All right, everyone. Well, we're kind of skipping to the end here because honestly, I'm pretty much done with the build. The Gheenoe is pretty much done. We've put a lot of hard work. It's taken a lot of time. It's taken almost 2 years to get it fully rebuilt, but I can say today, it is dang near fully built. I got to tie up a few loose ends. But I'm going to give you guys a quick walkthrough of the boat. I have ICAST this week, so I wanted to get this video up for you guys to check it out, and we'll be ready to fish with it here soon. But a couple little things I gotta tighten up to get this thing ready for the water. But other than that, overall, it is pretty much done. We got the push-pull done yesterday. I got the trolling motor on, but I'm just gonna give you a quick walkthrough from like front to back of what we did and a little summary of everything. And yeah, let's get into it. We'll start with the push-pull, because the push-pull I was working on yesterday, and I actually nearly broke it with the garage door right as I was done gluing it all up. But I did get it all glued up, and big shout out to Mudhole for sending it over. This is their 19-foot MHX carbon fiber push-pull. It's a 3-piece. You honestly can't really tell it's a 3-piece. It is good looking. Like, it feels good. It does not feel any bit like it's glued together. Like, it feels good. But 19 foot is perfect for this boat, being that the boat is about 15 foot long. So usually you take a push-pull just a few foot longer than your boat. And the actual polling platform, which is our Yeti 35, is not very tall. So this should be just perfect for when we pull it around, you know, every now and then. We fish real skinny. But let's start from the front here now that we're done with the push-pull. Big shout out to Mudhole for that. It is awesome. It's a beautiful push-pull, and I'm gonna take very good care of it after nearly breaking it with the garage door. But all right, big shout out to Newport. They sent this trolling motor over. I've never used a Newport trolling motor before. I've heard really great things. This is a 62-pound thrust trolling motor with a 36-inch shaft. You can see it fits real nicely on the boat here on our trolling motor mount right here that we got from a custom Gheenoe. We installed it, and I'm excited to try it out. 62 pounds of thrust is more than I previously used with my 55-pound thrust trolling motor, so I'm excited to see. We've got it all wired up here with a battery. If you want to come on over, Maggie, let's show them the inside here. But right here I have a group 24 size case, NOCO case. Right now I've got an old battery in here, but I've joined the team at Lithium Battery Power, and I'm just waiting on my battery right here. They're actually sending me 2 to try out. This is just temporary for right now, but it will look something like this up front. They're sending me a 12 volt 120 amp hour that I'm going to try here, which is going to be it's going to be a big battery. It's just going to be able to fish this trolling motor or this boat several days. It's gonna be a big battery. They're also sending me a 12 volt 50 amp hour, which should just be good enough for a day. But we got it all wired up, just tested, and I'm excited to be working with Lithium Battery Power. They're also gonna help me out with the EVO new trolling motor battery for that boat, so I'm excited. But other than that, that should be here like the next day or two, so I'll be sure to kind of remind you guys how the batteries are performing with this setup and whatnot as we move on fishing throughout the year. But C-deck all throughout the boat. Shout out to Unmatched Marine. It looks great. As you guys notice, there's C-deck up front to protect the boat from our battery, which sits right here. There's also C-deck, if you can see, right in this little slot right here. I don't know if you can see in there that well, but it's going to protect the gel coat from the battery when we're driving around and whatnot. But it fits really nicely right there. C-deck on our front bench seat. You know, we're always standing right here fishing. We got our ruler right here. It goes up to 36-inch. C-deck right here as well. This is for when we put like a 5-gallon bucket right here. I wish I had one ready to go, but when we're keeping bait alive, we'll usually put the bucket right here. It sits real nicely right here. It stops vibrations and helps it sit steady when we're underway. But C-deck under the gunnels, nice little snook right here in the middle. Not too much C-deck, but just the right places. It really makes the boat look nice when you got them tarpon scales underneath the gunnels there. That looks pretty sweet. I like that a lot. But other than that, new Gheenoe decals, you guys saw that. Looks clean. New trailer, aluminum trailer, which is nice to have. Shouldn't rust out on me. Even got torsion axle on it, so should be good. Stakeout pole. It's actually not stick it, it's super stick. I'll have this linked in the description, but as I was saying before, I'll show you guys. This is I think this is a 8-foot stick, or maybe 7, but the idea is with the push pole, or the trolling motor mount right here, you can take the stake and put it right in here when you're on the water, stake yourself out. I'll do that every now and then. I mean, rare occasion. Sometimes I'll just straight up stake it next to the boat and just connect it with the rope. But that is the idea there. I don't use it too often, but it is nice when I do use it if I want to just anchor the boat out shallow and not drift away or whatnot. But So let's see, we got through everything. It's really not a fancy boat. It's very simple. The only other thing is this hatch right here. I never talk much about it. It's got a little bit of storage space. Normally in there I'll keep like my safety gear, like what do I have to have? Usually I have an air horn, maybe a whistle, a couple other things I'll keep in that middle hatch, but I usually don't keep much in there. It's really small. Life jackets I keep in the back of the boat because they won't, I wish they would fit in here. I wish. If this was big enough to fit 2 life jackets, that would make it a lot easier because I keep the life jackets in the bilge. But we'll check it out here. New Yeti 35. This is what I like on the back of the boat because we sit right here. We steer from right here. It works well because this is a very dry box. It's also, of course, a cooler. So it's just a nice piece for the boat. And of course, we pull from up there all the time as well. What else here? New fuel tank. This actually came with the Suzuki 15. This is a 3-gallon fuel tank. I may switch to a 6-gallon. We're gonna have to do some tests. I might even do a whole video on the Suzuki and how it fishes, how it pushes this boat. But we got a 3-gallon right now, and we might upgrade to a 6. We'll just have to see. Another battery back here, both in the same case. This is a lawnmower battery though. This is to start our Suzuki. And it also runs our bilge pump, which we installed as well, which is, it's nice to have. The bilge pump isn't gonna save this boat if you literally put like 1,000, if you sink it, it's gonna sink, or it's gonna capsize. But if it's raining, if you take a few waves over the bow, it'll pump this boat, and it'll pump the water out of this boat. But other than that, on the fly jack plate back here, really nice. I obviously went all over that, the manual jack plate earlier when we installed it. And definitely the star of the show is the Suzuki 15 right here. It is small, it's light. I'm excited to see how it pushes this boat, considering previously I had a 9.9, so we'll have a little bit more horsepower. And we'll see. I'm excited to see speed-wise. We might, like I said, we might do a whole video. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see a whole video. You know, maybe we'll test like speed, range. We'll see how it gets up on plane. We'll maybe mess around with the jack plate. I know there's a lot of people who have Gheenoes and are curious on this sort of thing. But I'm excited. Electric start, that is awesome. Like I said, with the battery there, I can just press a button and start this thing up, which is really nice. I can also pull start it if I need. But it is really nice because on this boat, it's kind of awkward to reach over and pull start an engine. I'm sure a lot of you guys who have Gheenoes experienced that. It is not good for your back, like early in the morning doing this like fast pulling jerky motion. I'm serious, it's not great for your back. But I think other than that, that's pretty much it. It is, I could do a whole video walking through all of these components and whatnot, and honestly, I just did assembling it, but maybe down the road, maybe a year from now, we'll go over the boat again and what things I like, maybe what I don't, little things like that. We'll just have to see, but this is absolutely the nicest state the Gheenoe has ever been, and we've caught so many fish with this Gheenoe. It's so important to the channel, and yeah. From literally barrel rolling through an intersection to back better than ever, we're here with my Gheenoe Highsider 15.4. It looks good. Big shout out to all the companies who helped me put this thing together. Really appreciate it. I know a lot of them were excited and absolutely, well, excited to jump on board. But all the companies, big shout out, thank you. Newport, Lithium Battery Power, Mudhole, Suzuki, I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. But yeah, I think that is it. Obviously, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm really excited to see what you guys think. It has been, like I said, almost 2 years since the Gheenoe's been on the channel, and we're back. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and one last thing I forgot to mention. My dad right now is working on a tiller extension for the Suzuki here, because clearly this is going to be too short to drive from. That is actually a big component to the boat, is the tiller extension, being able to drive this boat comfortably. But that is that. My dad should have that for me any day now, but we'll show that off in the next video. Once again, see you guys in the next one.